Welcome to the Engineering Statistics and Linear Algebra, the Module 3 Random Processes, Lecture 2. What are stationary processes? So what is a stationary process? A stationary and non-stationary processes are existing in nature. So statistical properties of the process, if they are not changing with respect to time, then the process is said to be stationary process. Or we can say that if the statistical properties remain same with respect to the change in time, then the system or the process is said to be stationary process. The process is said to be non-stationary if the statistical properties are the function of time, means they vary with respect to time. Normally, the stationary process is generated from stable physical phenomena, that is under steady state, and non-stationary processes are generated from unstable physical phenomena. And here in stationary and non-stationary processes, we need to know that the stationary processes can be classified of different order, but the things remain same. A process is said to be stationary if the statistical properties remain same with respect to time. They are not going to change with respect to time. The next point is autocorrelation function. The autocorrelation function is defined as the expectation of product of two random variables which are obtained by observing the random process at different times. Let the random process is observed at T1 and T2. If the random processes are observed at T1 and T2 instances, the corresponding random variables are, let's say, xt1 and xt2. Then the autocorrelation function will be represented by Rx of T1, T2. So which is given by xt1 and xt2. So which is nothing but expectation of x of T1 and T2. And in the form of the expectation equation, the autocorrelation function is given by the integration, because we have two random variables involved, two processes involved, xt1 and xt2. So integrations will be 2 times x1, x2, fx of T1 and T2, x1, x2. So this will be our autocorrelation representation. The autocorrelation is given with this equation. So autocorrelation is nothing but the expectation, but it is applied with respect to two signals, with respect to two random processes, and it is nothing but the expectation of product of two random processes. It is the expectation of product of two random variables which are obtained by observing the random processes at different times. So we know for a single one, we used to write expectation of E of x, but it is for two variables. So we write it in this fashion. And whatever this equation we have, it is the second order equation. So as it is the second order equation, we need to know that the second ordered random processes, the second order distribution function of random processes depends on time difference. It depends only on the time difference. Hence, the PDF of the above equation, the PDF of this equation will be the difference, the time difference of T2 and T1. Therefore, the autocorrelation function will be the function of time difference T2 minus T1, and which is Rx T1 T2 is equal to Rx of T2 minus T1. So this equation is applicable for stationary processes. And in terms of time shift tau, the autocorrelation function is expressed as Rx of tau, which will be given by E of, it is x of t, and we know that the second one is differing by means of the first one, by means of a difference. So if the difference is assumed to be tau, then it is x of t plus the tau. So we can write at tau is equal to 0, our x of 0, at tau is equal to 0, our x of 0 is equal to ex of t into ex of t, which is nothing but ex square of t, which is nothing but the variance sigma square xt plus mx square m square of xt. Here del x is variance and mx is nothing but the mean value, and Rx of 0 is called average power of the random process. Autocovariance function is the next point to be discussed. The autocovariance function is represented by Cx T1 T2, as we have learnt in the last module, the variance, the covariance. So autocovariance function Cx T1 T2 and is given by, it is the expectation of xt1 minus mx and xt2 minus mx. So which is represented by e of x of t1 minus mx and xt2 minus mx. So expectation, so when we multiply these all, we are getting expectation of xt1 xt2, then mx xt1 and mx xt2 plus mx square. And when we solve this, when we are getting such kind of an equation, and we know that mx is there and expectation of xt1 is nothing but mx, and similarly expectation of xt2 is also mx, because we know that these are the stationary processes. As these are the stationary processes, their expectation, their values are not going to change with respect to time. So irrespective of it is T1 or T2, it would be mx only. So Rx of T1 T2 is represented, now expectation of T1 T2 is nothing but the autocorrelation, and these are represented by mx. So when we solve this, Rx T2 minus T1 minus mx square. So hence Rx of T1 T2 is given by Rx of T2 minus T1. So we learn the properties of autocorrelation function, and we study these properties of autocorrelation function by considering the Rx of tau, by considering the equation that Rx of tau is equal to expectation of x of t plus tau and x of t. And here we know that Rx of tau is just a notation, and that has the same meaning as of Rx of T1 T2. And here tau and T1 T2 both indicate the time shift. So by considering that, we learn the first property. The very first property says that the mean square value of random process is given by Rx of 0. So we can prove this. The mean square value of random process is given by Rx of 0, which has to be proved by putting tau is equal to 0 in the equation. So the equation is this one. So when we put 0, Rx of 0 it is equal to x of, we get t, and this another is t. So which is nothing but expectation of x of t, and which is nothing but the expectation, the x of t, the square, the expectation of x of t square, and this is expectation of x square t. So the mean square value of a random process is given by this, hence the proof. So which is equal to Rx of 0. Then the second property is even symmetry. The symmetry means it has to, the sides have to be, either sides are same. So the autocorrelation function is an even function of tau. So I mean the Rx of tau is equal to Rx of minus tau. Now let's put Rx of this t is equal to, this tau is equal to minus tau. When we replace tau by minus tau in this equation, we get this one as x of t minus tau into x of t, and this Rx of minus tau is equal to expectation of x of t minus tau into x of t, which is equal to, here x of t minus tau and x of t are the values of random process at two different times, t1 and t2. For a stationary random process, autocorrelation depends only on the time difference. Then the time difference between t plus tau and t and is tau, and similarly the time difference between t minus tau and t is also tau. Hence Rx of minus tau is equal to Rx of tau, which shows that it is having the even symmetry. Then the next property is the maximum value. The maximum value, the autocorrelation function has its maximum value of tau is equal to, has its maximum value at tau is equal to 0. That is, Rx of tau is less than or equal to Rx of 0. Means Rx of 0 is maximum, and the rest all values for tau other than 0 will be lesser than, or at the worst, at the most they will be equal to Rx of 0. So the proof for this one is, let's consider the function x of t and x of t plus tau. Then x of t plus x of t plus tau, the whole square, will be always greater than or equal to the 0, since it is squared. So this magnitude of Rx of tau, so Rx of tau we know it is given by E of x of t plus tau and x of t. The square of this one and the square of this one will check. So let's see how it would be. X of t plus tau the whole square is greater than or equal to 0, and when we expand this, we are getting, by means of a plus b the whole square method, we get it in this way. So here x square of t and x square of t plus tau we have, we'll take these on the other side, and this one would be like x of t 2 into x of t plus x of t plus tau. So here the value of x of t into x of t plus tau is less than or equal to x square of t and x square of t plus tau. So let's take the expected value of this. So once we take the expected value of this, we get in this fashion the expectation of individual terms here, and which is nothing but E of x of t and E of x of t plus tau is again equal to E of x square of tau, and this is equal to Rx of 0 when it is 0. E of x, we know that E of x square of t is equal to Rx of 0 from the last slide, and E of x square of t plus tau is also Rx of 0. So altogether this we can write Rx of 0 plus Rx of 0, and on this side we can write this one as it is plus or minus 2 times it is x of t into x of t plus tau, which is nothing but it is 2 times plus or minus 2 times Rx of tau we write. So this will be 2 into E of x of t, this all is equal to Rx of tau, and these values are equal to Rx of zeros. So we can write Rx of 0 plus Rx of 0 is nothing but Rx of 0, and this it is 2 times. So 2 we can cancel from either side. So magnitude of Rx of tau has to be lesser than Rx of 0, because tau may take any value, and if the value of tau is different, then the value may be different. The next one is, if the expectation of x of t is not equal to 0 and x of t is ergodic with no periodic components, then limit of tau tends to infinity, Rx of tau is always equal to the expectation of E of xt the square. Then the property 5 is, if x of t has periodic component, then Rx of tau will also have a periodic component with the same period. The sixth one is, if x of t is ergodic with 0 mean and no periodic components, then limit of Rx of tau is equal to 0. Then the Rx of tau cannot have an arbitrary shape. It is well defined as the seventh property, and the eighth property says, if the random process x of t is periodic with period t, then in White's unstationary case, autocorrelation function is also periodic with period t. So x of t is equal to x of t plus t. We know the periodic equation from signals, and the same Rx of tau is equal to E of x of t and x of t plus tau it is. So when we know this is by means of autocorrelation function, then Rx of t plus tau is nothing but E of x of t, and it is x of t plus tau plus t, so which is equal to, since x of t plus t is equal to x of t, we can say it is equal to Rx of tau, hence the property. Then the next thing is cross correlation function. The cross correlation function is given by, it is represented by, so if the random processes x and y are considered, then Rxy of t1, t2. If x and y are considered at t1 and t2 instances respectively, then the expectation of xt1 and yt2 is nothing but the cross correlation. So here let's consider like the case t1 is equal to, let's take it as t, and tau is equal to t2 minus t1. When we do this, then we can write Rx of t1 t2 as it is a t, and t2 minus t1 is nothing but tau, so we can write it as it is the t2 is nothing but tau, or it is t1 plus tau. So t1 is nothing but t, so we can write it in this fashion. So which is E of x of t and y of t plus tau. So which is nothing but the expectation of x of t and y of t plus tau. Then the properties of this autocorrelation function. The very first one is, in case of the stationary processes, cross correlation function depends on time difference and independent on absolute time. So let's take Rxy of tau, that is equal to E of x of t and y of t plus tau. So tau is nothing but t2 minus t1. So when we consider that t2 minus t1, so we can write Rxy of tau. Then property Rxy of tau is equal to E of x of t and y of t plus tau. So the second property is cross correlation function is 0 if two random processes x of t and y of t are orthogonal. So if x and y are orthogonal, their cross correlation function goes 0. So when they are considered with the equations, and when we go for finding their cross correlation, we get it as 0. The third property is, for statistically independent processes, random processes, cross correlation function is equal to product of their mean values at different times. So if the processes are, if statistically independent random processes are considered for cross correlation, then Rxy of t and t plus tau is equal to e of x of t and e of y of t plus tau, that is equal to mx of t and my of t, because e of x of t we know it is mx and e of y of t plus tau. So tau is nothing but the time difference. So we can, and statistically independent, and it is a stationary process which will have its mean same at all the values of t. So mx of t and my of t. The next property is the cross correlation function is even function of time, and these almost same properties as of the autocorrelation function. So if Rxy of minus tau is equal to Ryx of tau, the cross correlation function is equal to this. And property 5 is absolute values of cross correlation function is equal to or less than or equal to square root of the product of mean square values. So it is Rxy of tau is less than or equal to, it is root of Rx of 0 and Ryy of 0. So which is Rxy of tau is less than or equal to half of Rx of 0 and Ryy of 0. And the last property is the periodicity of cross correlation function. If y of t is periodic with period t, then Rxy of tau plus t is equal to Rx of tau. If x of t is periodic with period t, then Ryx of t plus t is equal to Ryx of tau. So if it is true with respect to xy, then similarly it will be true with respect to Ryx. As we are not seeing what is exactly the signal, the random process here, so these equations are learnt in with respect to mathematics by knowing what is the cross correlation, what is autocorrelation, those kind of functions. I hope you understood the meaning of what is autocorrelation and cross correlation with this lecture. So autocorrelation is expectation of x1 and x2 at different time instances. Let's say x1, x of t1 and x of t2. It is the expectation of x of t1 and t2, and the cross correlation is nothing but the expectation of x and y with respect to t1 and t2. Meaning is the autocorrelation happens with respect to the same signal at two different time slots, and cross correlation is the relation between the two random variables or two random processes. So that's the thing we need to understand out of this lecture. Thank you.